There is a tradition at Las Lomas where student speakers are selected by the leadership class to give speeches, and I'm honored to announce I'd like Lewis Samuel to come. Lewis is going to spend Lewis will be spending the first quarter at UC Santa Cruz, and then he'll be spending the rest of the year in Mexico City. So Lewis Samuel.
There was a time, less than 4 years ago, when the words high school induced in me a feeling of excitement and apprehension, the beginning of the end. On the last day of school, my freshman year, I sat right down here on the track with my saxophone in hand and watched Joe Karen give a graduation speech. At that time, he seemed so distant to me, at a point in his life so far away from where I was that it was incomprehensible to me, like trying to conceptualize the distance of stars in the night sky. But gears keep turning, and since that day, the clock has struck midnight 1,095 times. And that once mind-boggling idea of leaving Las Lomas has become today's reality. For the last 18 years, I have heard a lot about reality, about the real world, and how far away I am from the real world. In 5th grade, they had to prepare me for the bustle of middle school. In 8th grade, they had to prepare me for the importance of high school. And in high school, I had to learn that while parents and teachers try hard, nothing can prepare you for the real world, for the world of passion and anguish that lies outside the safety of Las Lomas, a world to be filled with bountiful appreciation of just being alive, as well as the world ripped apart by the sickening death of Gavin Powell and his best friend Matt Miller. Perspective develops with experience, and when a young man so near to my heart, yet whose existence I took every day for granted, drowned on the morning of February 19th, 2011, my perspective changed. 7 hours a day to get great grades, when tomorrow or the next, I'll be in my grave. There's no justification for my days in this room. I'm just being complacent to the day of my doom. Those are words that I wrote down in the months following that day, as I slowly began to wrap my mind around the fragility of my very life and the insignificance of my daily 7-class routine. I became completely disengaged from my classes, especially Spanish, which seemed so unnecessary, and I could see no importance in keeping my room clean or doing homework. But when my grades were plummeting, and I could not shake the feeling of disorganization in every aspect of my life, I was struck by one thing that was happening around me. The community was shaken. The school was in shock. My parents and those of my friends were trying to provide help, and still, on the Monday after my friends' deaths, I found myself in my counselor's office so she could ask how I was doing. And then again the next week, and soon I was asked if I could benefit from a grief group. I said yes, and shortly after we started meeting 1 period a week. Several teachers held me after class to say that they understood what I was going through and to take it easy and do the work when I was ready. I truly appreciated this support from the Las Lomas community and administration and my teachers, but I didn't understand it. I'm one of 1,400 students here, and one of hundreds profoundly affected by the loss of our friends. So I wondered why everyone was pouring so much energy into making sure that I was okay, when they knew I wasn't interested in school anymore. The answer came to me in pieces as I traveled around Guatemala and Chile, and I spoke the Spanish patiently taught to me while I was traveling, making friends across continents, learning songs and stories from people I would never have been able to otherwise communicate. And I realized why they care so much. These people here, with a broader perspective than myself, love what they do. My educators go above and beyond to pour their heart and mind into every student because they knew long ago what I have learned at Los Lomas. It is not, as I once thought, the lesson plan, the night's homework, or the 50 minutes spent sitting in class that enrich our lives, but rather the doors of possibility opened with the knowledge garnered here. I am grateful to Los Lomas High School for being a comfortable place to learn from classes and to learn about myself. Far from the beginning of the end, but rather the end to the beginning, I leave high school humbled and wizened, and I will always remember that the clock is ticking. Thank you.
The next student I'd like to introduce is a